We do it like that and we do it like this. We do it like that and we do it like this. Yeah.
Swing low, Lord, get me out this plantation. I ain't on the block no more, no grams weighing. I don't even bet no hoes, my ribs stay in. Try to keep them humble and never run in the streets. My kids speaking Hebrew, so you know that I teach. It's hard, gotta hold on, trying to keep up the peace. Turn and cut off the beat. Till then, I'ma be in war mode and face east. I know I don't deserve a second chance, but I take it. That's why I don't slow down no more, and I don't blaze it. Satan still want me back, he gotta face it. Smoke don't touch these lungs, I'm feeling strong again. Lost a couple LBs, even started to jog again. I get suited up now, and I ain't talking about cardigans. Boots laced up and gear ready for battle. The enemy is listening, Lord, but I ain't rattled. You made a nigga feel it, some niggas scared of their shadow. I'm seeing lost niggas in these groups on the tube. You could've put me with them, yes, that's mercy from you. You put me front of Jenna, YAHANNA, now I can't lose. He took a drug dealer that probably should make the news and turned him to a prophet. My family is still confused. It seems they like to owe me less. Sorry to say, I ain't gotta drop a owe me left. So I pray that the slave master see death every day. I hear the bell toll, and when that chariot swing low, Lord, let me roll it.
We're doing this for Yahweh and Yahushua. Go to war for our people like Mordecai. I'm sorry for my sins and I deserve to die, but please swing low, sweet chariot, cause I wanna ride. Every day is a struggle just to stay alive. It's dark and hell is hot and I don't wanna feel the fire. I'm sorry for my sins and I deserve to die, but please swing low, sweet chariot, cause I wanna ride. Well, come on, come on, come on. Won't you please swing low, sweet chariot? Won't you please swing low, sweet chariot? What you know about sacrifice? Nothing, they bluffing. These niggas perpetrators, man, God, the shit is disgusting. I put my time in, while they ain't even applying. Through all the pain, hate, confusion, and the lying, I stay grinding with the heart of a lion. The strong through the storm till I found that silver lining. Without no pressure, there's no diamonds. I walk straight into the furnace of affliction for refining. Came a long way to stash your bills when I heard the sirens getting higher. Hold up, moment of silence. Just a moment, y'all. Yeah, cause that man is dead and deceased. Gain knowledge, found peace, shook the mark of the beast. Only fear God and not another man who bleeds. And if you roll with me, you already know my speed. I come through, give a death to holler, what up, priest? Then I quit the chop a Christian with ease. Then I go and put the sword back in the sheath. I got one life to live, so I'm playing for keeps. So I'll be dropping shit like the towers. All my haters sour, you ain't no cowards. Niggas swear they hard, but acting like they own their flowers. You old bitch ass nigga, I'll fuck your ass up. Hold up, let me regain my composure. I keep the time to the beat of a composer. The end is near and I can feel it getting closer. Praying to the Lord that the angels be my chauffeur. We're doing this for Yahweh and Yahushua. Go to war for our people like Mordecai. I'm sorry for my sins and I deserve to die, but please swing low, sweet chariot, cause I wanna ride. Every day is a struggle just to stay alive. It's dark and hell is hot and I don't wanna feel the fire. I'm sorry for my sins and I deserve to die, but please swing low, sweet chariot, cause I wanna ride. Well, come on, come on, come on. Won't you please swing low, sweet chariot? Won't you please swing low, sweet chariot?
Yeah, and get out this hell, cause I done been through there and back. Let's declare the facts, cracking setting stays and traps. Revenue be impressing, I ain't prepared to crack. My current state of living depressing, my hair I'm tearing that. I fight alone in my home, but I ain't sharing that. Most of these people ain't prepared for that. I met these ISUPK brothers and I was hearing that. They said, you know, they Christ struggle too. And I'm like, where is that? Thinking the scriptures and they show what he was hearing that. Voice when he's up top the mountain, I'm unaware of that. Return the rocks and the bread, I'm highly aware of that. But then he tried to get right to jump. Shit, I be scared of that. Shit, I'm stressing through infinitesimal with comparing that. Put on my gator strap, it's what's best to do. Cause that's what pressure do. And they bring the blessing through the truth we bring. So by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, go to war for my king.
We're doing this for Yahweh and Yahushua. Go to war for our people like Mordecai. I'm sorry for my sins and I deserve to die, but please swing low, sweet chariot, cause I wanna ride. Every day is a struggle just to stay alive. It's dark and hell is hot and I don't wanna feel the fire. I'm sorry for my sins and I deserve to die, but please swing low, sweet chariot, cause I wanna ride. Well, come on, come on, come on. Won't you please swing low, sweet chariot? Won't you please swing low, sweet chariot?
Right.
Clap it up.
Hey, Shalom. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua.
Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Hey, this is ISUPK Jamaica, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. ISUPK began 1969, Harlem, 125th Street. Run today by Commanding General YAHANNA. One man with the rank and the authority to be the leader of blacks, Hispanics, and natives. I want to say Yahweh Shem Yahshua Rakata to the brothers, Yahweh Shema Alatan Basham Yahshua to the sisters.
Select your other one. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Brakatum. Other one, yeah.
Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua.
Welcome to our Sunday afternoon scripture breakdown. All right, so, you know, right throughout our people in whichever one of the tribe, there is a cry for justice. Our people is like, we want justice. But when did this cry for justice begin? You know, this is I mean, we don't hear the oppressor crying that they want justice.
Right.
You don't hear most of the Edens, you don't hear them crying that they want justice because they are in charge of themselves. So they grant them own justice. But blacks, Hispanics, and natives, who are the Israelites of the Bible, are not able to gain justice. Simply because we are not governing ourselves.
Right.
But justice is coming. It will be here, probably sooner than we think. All right, first scripture, go to Genesis 4.
Cut.
Starting at 3, going down to 16.
Cut. Book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 3. And in process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord.
Right. So, going back to Cain and Abel. Cain making a sacrifice or a gift, probably a gift of thanksgiving unto the Most High. But what did he bring? He brought fruit of the ground as an offering. Now, today we already have the law, so we can look back and know that you don't bring. There's no time that we were in Jerusalem we ever sacrificed. We were making sacrifice and use fruit and vegetable.
Right.
If you are a fruit and vegetable farmer, what our law instructs you to do is to sell that fruit and vegetable and go and buy the lamb, the goat, or the dove, depending on the kind of sacrifice you're doing. So Cain, he brought this as a gift to the Lord. Go on. Verse 4.
Salakia. Cut. And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering.
Right. So Abel's offering was accepted because he brought what he knows that he should have brought. But Cain now, on the other hand, didn't give a rat's you know what as to what he brought. So the Most High, seeing that he didn't make the effort to give what he's supposed to give. So there's another way people today will talk about God God know my heart. You better stop saying that and go and do what God said to do. You read the scripture and see what he said and talk about God know your heart. As if God care about your heart. God only wants you to do what he says, not what you think. Because Cain here, Cain could have said, maybe that's what he said still, not written in the scripture. But God knows my heart. This is what I have, this is what I give. No such thing. This is what you have, go and sell it and buy the thing that you're supposed to give. Read on.
God on Khan. But unto Cain and to his offering he had no respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell.
So the Most High accepts Abel's offering, but he did not accept Cain's offering. Remember, the Most High he didn't punish Cain for what he brought as offering. He just did not accept it. But Abel's one was accepted. And that got him vexed. Now, we all work, eh? We all go, all have slavery. Right?
Gun.
All right. Now, I don't know if you ever experienced this on your slavery, where you do what you are supposed, what you know that your employer wants, while some other worker don't. And then, because you do what the employer wants, you are accepted by him, or him show you a little more favor because you're giving him what he wants. And that brings what in the workplace?
Favor.
Favor? No. How the other workers must see you? What's their feelings towards you?
Oh, you mean hatred?
Hatred and jealousy. Well, it was a similar thing with Cain. Now, if obviously you want to be accepted, so, well, if acceptance is so much important to you, then do what you're supposed to do. He wasn't chastised by the Most High God for doing the wrong thing, or for bringing what he feel to bring, or for saying God knows my heart, so I'm bringing this.
Right.
Just like as Christians and Rastas and almost all the other religions say the same thing. Though, God know your heart. Yeah, God know your heart and know that it is dirty and wicked.
Right.
All right, read on.
Khan. And the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen?
Why you vex? And why your face, countenance is a facial expression. Why your countenance, why you look so sad? Why you vex and why you look so sad? Continue.
Can. If thou doest well, shall thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him.
All right. So if you do well, you'll be accepted. But if you don't do well, you know, sin lieth at your door, meaning there is some sin that you are committing while you're not doing well. You know, that what I call it now, greed, yearn. You know, that some people take part. Let me see, what's the best example to use? Take for instance, say a person who in the closet. You know, that's one of our person who is a drug user. The kind of person who are drug user and try to hide it, don't. Right. And persons who breaking the law, meaning God's law, and behaving as if they are not breaking the law. You know, I'm doing this, but you know, God knows my heart. Or maybe one of the best things to describe this is where that's it, like addiction. Because that is, if you have something which you can change, it's something which is wrong, and then you realize that you are doing it and it's wrong, but you can change it, that sin is not ruling over you. But what are the sins that oftentimes rule over a person? Most times it's addiction. So you're addicted to weed. Whenever you hear argument about smoking and weed, what you tend to do? What would you do? What a person tends to do when them hear weed smoking is wrong, but they love the weed, what they do?
Look, yeah. Them tend to defend smoking weed, you know what I mean?
Thank you. They defend weed smoking. Now, because they are defending weed smoking, then, well, sorry, they defend weed smoking, so that sin lieth at the door. And that sin is doing what? Ruling over them. All right. Take, for instance, give me another example now. Alcoholism. That's another good example. Alcoholism. Another one is sexual fornication. All right. What's another one? Give me some other example.
So like you're stealing, you know what I mean? Scamming, you know, that popular in Jamaica now. People like to defend.
You touch a good point when you say stealing, you know. You ever meet a man where you ever see a man where him steal something not because he want it, but just because in his mind it's there. It's right there and it's easy to take. But him don't need it. Well, you have a word then call him kleptomania. So him not steal because of want. Him steal because him just can't help himself. So these are sins which lie or I am over at a person's door. All right. You have certain sexual desires. You know, you want to There's a lot of sexual deviance in the world today. You know, like it is heightened. One of the most prevalent one is like homosexuality, both male and female. First time they used to hide in the closet. Now, it is ruling over them so much that they even go and change some scriptures in terms of its interpretation. You ever hear some interpretation about they talk about Ruth and Naomi was in a lesbian relationship? You ever hear that?
Yeah, I hear that already. Ghana one country, yeah, man.
Well, that comes from them people. You ever hear about Christ and I think I said Christ and Peter was close. I said David and
here one Christ and John. Was it John? Who they must say like him to rest on him bosom or something like that. They make it out to be like some sexual
something like that, right? David and Jonathan.
Yeah, hear that too.
Songs of Solomon, where Solomon write about my love and so, like as if Solomon write about a man. They do these things because what they are doing is trying to justify their wrong. That's what Cain was doing, and that's what the Most High, and the Most High, the Most High God, him is the smoothest being in this universe, man. Look how the Most High is knocking smoothly. Let me say, why you vexed? Why you counting and falling? If you did well, shall thou not be accepted? Meaning, if you doing what you're giving a gift, you're giving it because you give the right gift, and you're truly sorry for your sins, it be accepted. But if you don't do well, it's because sin is at your door. And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shall rule over him. Meaning, it's the sin that is going to rule over you. Another one is these black men who love white women. We come across a lot of them in the truth here. And they would change the entire laws just to justify them being with a white woman. So, majority of the times when people battle with you on certain topics, you can basically ask yourself, I wonder what sin in committing.
Sometimes you're not even have to guess, you already know.
Hey, Shalom, sir. Barakatah.
Yes, I'm sure. What we know again. Like that New Year's breeze blowing, or
repeat.
I say like the New Year's breeze blowing.
Well, for us, it's the same breeze because it's still winter.
That's right. That's right.
It's only like it feels a little colder now because they're saying America experienced a storm, it's the worst in the history, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of a little colder. Enjoying the coolness still.
Right.
Right. Back to Repeat what you the last thing I said, Officer Kayadon. Oh, you said you were saying sometimes you have to guess them sin. You can tell, right?
One can.
Right. But there are times when you have to really question it, because unless you know the person or the most I reveal it to you, this man you're guilty of XYZ. Like for instance, them in the church who the church defending homosexuality. Why you think them defending homosexuality? Because it's
rampant in the church, one can.
Because it what?
Because it's rampant in the church.
Right.
All of them are doing one can.
That's the sin that is lying at their door. Right, so talk about that. That's the sin that is lying at the door. Gino Jennings, now we know what sin lying at his door.
One can.
Yeah, man. I'm telling congregation that it is not right. You think you can find that clip? I'm telling him in congregation it's not wrong to eat pork.
Give me a second, sir. So okay, I can continue. Just give me a second to deal with it, sir.
Okay. Right. So the Most I had set that stage from the time of Cain and Abel. So in other words, before you go before the Most High God, search yourself. Try and find which sin you committing. But when it comes, now we're going through Christ. That's why. Now you're going through Christ. Christ tell you what? Yeah, you have this sin, like Paul was praying about something that, him really want to stop doing, but that sin is ruling over him, so he was praying about it. All right, touch, find the part where him say, you tell your people about the pork.
It's like, yes, sir, it's a 1 minute video, so it can just play out. We don't know exactly the timestamp.
Yeah, I don't know the timestamp, but just go down and listen to the conversation.
We don't believe in no other God.
Yes, sir.
No
we believe in one God.
You understand me?
We don't believe in another but one. Okay. All right.
No, my thing is the other day, I watched you.
Yes.
And you said yes.
Yes.
Very proudly, yes.
Yeah.
Is it okay to eat pork?
Yes.
And you said yes.
Yes.
Very proudly, yes.
Yes.
Eat anything. God made nothing unclean.
All right.
Bless it and eat it. That's what I've been growing up. That's what I was raised to teach myself. But the Bible tells me.
Yes.
In the beginning.
All right. So you hear him say it? Yes.
When God created, I don't know the Bible like that.
There is the sweetness of the pork, Sweet. Yes. Yes. But I would like him to tell us, when did the Most High give you the right to eat pork? Not only that, if you get the right, if it is right to eat pork, then it's right to eat any other meat. So don't skin up your face when I see the Chinese eating dog. That's one. And the Chinese in China, I remember COVID come from China because of the eating of an unclean animal, pangolin. If it was right to eat it, then we wouldn't have COVID. But Officer Arayala, hold on to that, to Genesis here that you're at, and give me Leviticus 11, where it says we must eat pork.
Khan. Book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 7. And the swine, though he divideth the hoof, and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the foot, he is unclean to you.
The swine is unclean to you. You notice it said to you, meaning who was he speaking to? Go back to verse 1, let me see who we were talking to. Who Leviticus 11 was talking to.
Khan, the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them.
Verse 2.
Khan, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, these are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth.
All right. So give me that first part again. Speak.
Khan, verse 2. Speak unto the children of Israel.
Right. And the children of Israel today being blacks, Hispanics, and natives. So unless Gino is not a black, Hispanic, or native, then he can't even want to eat. But if he is, then this law is for him. Right? Drop down to verse 7 again.
Khan. And the swine, though he divideth the hoof, and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you.
He is unclean to you. So the Most High is telling us not to eat it. Never tell them other nation not to eat it. As far as in concern, them can yam where they want yam. He is not dealing with them. He is dealing with the blacks, Hispanics, and natives. Right? Now, give me sin in the New Testament where it says sin is the transgression of the law. Because, Gino believed that the laws are done away. And his organization is strong here in Jamaica. I mean, not as strong as them other, them Anglican, Catholic, them long-time church. But as an evangelical church, he's strong. I have people from other denominations who listen to him. So, by him giving them a pass on pork eating, what's going to happen now? In church, are full of pork eaters. All right, 1 John
3 and 4 are the one.
Right.
God, the book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law.
Thank you. Sin is the transgression of the law. New Testament that. So Gino believed that the Most High gave us a pass to eat anything you want to. No, it's you that going after your own lust. Just like Cain. All right, let's go back to Cain. Now we're dealing with Cain and injustice when I get. So the Most High tell Cain, if you don't do well, yeah, unto you, unto him, unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. In that one little line, it is worded in such a way that the ordinary man can read that. Verse 8.
Godwin Khan, and Cain talked with Abel, his brother. And it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him.
So Cain, rather than try to do well, you know, go and kill the man who's doing well, because the man who do well make him look too bad, you know?
That's right.
So I'm going and kill the man who's doing well. Which that's the first wrong that mankind does or did. Read on.
Godwin Khan. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper?
So maybe that was Cain's this sin. Maybe Cain's sin was lying. Because right there, boldface lie before the Most High God. Telling God, say, I don't know. Am I his keeper? I mean, boldface lie. Go on. Read on.
Godwin Khan. And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground.
All right. So what cry was that blood crying unto the Most High God? What was that crying?
So like I said, that was for justice. Because, you know what I mean, analyzing brother.
Right. So that Abel's blood was crying unto God for justice. And guess what? Blacks, Hispanics, and native blood today still crying out for justice.
Right.
We want justice. We want justice. All right. We can touch another one. Before we touch the next one, we'll touch some more scriptures. So Cain killed Abel, but we have not, as blacks, Hispanics, and native, every time we've been in captivity, we are unjustly dealt with. The Babylonians, as a matter of fact, from the time of the judges, we have been unjustly dealt with from the time of the judges. Then the Babylonians and the, what's the name again? Assyrians, Media, Persia, the Greeks, and the Romans until this day. And then, next to the Romans, it was the Jewish man, the name is what again? Again, who spoke?
Okay, both of us spoke, but you know what I mean? I said Amalek.
Amalek, that's the one. That's the one. So the Amalekites weren't Romans, you know. Them then come under Rome, but they are still Esau. And the Grecians were taken over by Rome. All right, so that has always been happening to us. Even today, there was an interview with Donald Trump. I think it is since Let me see if we can find it. I think it is since is what's it, 4 years ago. Okay. This probably was when he was in his first term. All right. It is. This is a very short one. So we're going to play this one.
Let's talk about George Floyd. George Floyd's death was a terrible thing.
Terrible.
Why are African Americans still dying at the hands of law enforcement in this country?
And so are white people. So are white people. What a terrible.
You know, this man is so evil that when as white people died in any capacity as blacks in America or anywhere else in the world, but we just say America since as he was talking about America. When has that ever happened? So are white people, and so are white people. Why? Because he doesn't think that he should be giving blacks justice. He doesn't think that he should be giving blacks justice. So
George Floyd, you said George Floyd's death.
You know, we got to do something about this. He said, boy, we are dead too now. Well, guess what? If white people is being killed by white people is in charge. They can fix it. But blacks being killed by the oppressor, how can we fix that?
Death was a terrible thing.
Terrible.
Why are African Americans still dying at the hands of law enforcement in this country?
And so are white people. So are white people. What a terrible question to ask. So are white people. More white people, by the way. More white people.
More white.
Salake for me.
If Donald Trump not evil, then there is no evil one on this earth. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and again, you see, that's why it's so important, you know, that we really pay attention, especially on what's going on around us now, right? And, you know, he talking there, you see in the spirit of, you know, our acceptance, as you say, as Satan, the deceiver, because now they would always talk with that spirit on them, right? Just to get justification. And this is why now we as a people, or as you say, or blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, as you say, the chosen people of the Lord, we are the spirit of the Lord. And this is why now, even when you roll back, you know, and you see us accepting that spirit, we accept that same spirit that Donald Trump have on him. This is why Gino Jennings could say, when the brother was even asking him that question, you know, he answered yes. Yes. It's the same spirit that Donald Trump have on them. As you say, all our oppressors have on them. Because now they don't see nothing right. They always, you know, would always justify their being of whatever they can do in this society to be above. And this is why, you know, when we see that the Most High God has brought us down to this position, to a low state, it was because of us following their customs, their culture. And this is why, you know, the Most High God, again, will continue to uphold or have his reputation through righteous black men who will come on this platform and talk the truth. And let brothers and sisters know there's only one pathway. This is not for everybody. This is who the Lord chose. This is why, you know, when the righteous in authority, everybody will fall in line. Everybody will fall. Everything will fall in line. And this is why, you know, on every platform, that's why I see all our, you know, yes. Salakia. Another feedback.
Is your mic giving the feedback?
I'm not sure the one. I'm not sure about that. Want me to lock off my mic?
Yeah. Officer Thawab.
Yeah, let me just go back out and come back in, Babu Kusha.
Is your mic?
Yeah, let me
I will disappear.
Yeah, he said he was going to sign out and sign him up. But I still hear a little feedback. All right, so, you know, those that rule over us today is such that they don't, to them, justice is a luxury and privilege unto us, unto blacks, Hispanics, and natives. The man said to the reporter, said, when says our? It's a wicked question to ask. I mean,
I don't remember him exact word, but him said more white people die at the hands of police than black people. Yo, you know, get more diabolical than that. So that, yeah.
All right. Let's hear about the word he used to say, what a wicked question, or cruel question.
What a terrible question to ask.
Right, terrible question. What a terrible question to ask. So rather than, you know, give justice or to say, you know, I mean, he's such a bold-faced oppressor that he doesn't even have the clout to say, you know, these are happening at alarm rate. We got to look into it. And we're gonna do something about it. You know, say that and do nothing. Not even that, you know, such a bold face. Do nothing. Not even that, you know, such a bold face. The man said, what a terrible question to ask. The man said, what a terrible question to ask. You should not be asking that question. But guess what, Donald Trump? Just as how Abel's blood did not cry to Cain for justice, it cried to the Most High God for justice. We, blacks, Hispanics, and natives, today, yeah, our cry is unto God, not unto you.
Right.
And the Most High God will answer us, right? He will answer us and give us justice. The justice that you, so give me Obadiah 1:15. The justice that to you is a terrible thing to give unto blacks, Hispanics, and natives. What a terrible question to ask. I mean, so this is a man now who, a black man will be lynched. And the first thing he would say, what did he do? That's the first question. That's the first question Donald Trump would ask, you know, what did he do? That would be saying, you know, rather than say, regardless of what he did, no one should take justice in their own hands. You should put the person before, follow the line of for justice. I wouldn't be surprised if in his second term here. As a matter of fact, we're gonna see more bold-faced thing from him. I mean, this is the first thing that we are seeing from him where I am sure there were black Americans who were helping him in his campaign towards the White House.
Right.
And he is now in the White House, chooses his cabinet. I don't see any African American in him. Did he choose any? Maybe it passed me.
Last, sir. I think that was a meme as well. He put none, 0 in his cabinet. So.
All right. Because I'm seeing some videos where I don't remember who was it, but it was some well-known American put out a video say, you see, all you MAGA PM blacks and so on and so forth. You see the true Trump now, something like that. So you know, we're talking about black community and all that. Trump don't give a sauce about blacks, nor Hispanics, nor native. He gives not the slightest thought of justice to the Most High's people. But let us see what the Most High saying over there 1 and 15. Hey, Officer Sawab, your mic is good now. You want to continue what you're saying?
Nah, it's like Satan trying to, you know, put your foot inside now, but nevertheless, this truth will continue to go out, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, those reminders would be brought, right? And, you know, again, everything that we say, you know, is of utmost importance. And this is why our people, you know, must really pay attention. And as simple as asking a question, you know, and having the response or the right, you know, answer, especially from, you know, the men that the Lord chose, it would go a long way, because we ourselves, you know, ask questions coming into the truth, and even, you know, in the world. And, you know, the Most High God direct us, you know, to this path. And a lot of brothers and sisters, you know, would be listening on, and we keep on encouraging them to ask questions, come to the classes, because now we're not just saying this because religion is what portray that. Religion do demonstrate, you know, to identify or to be aware. But righteous, as we say, righteous men, or as we say, if you follow these records, you'd see a particular pattern where the men before us, the prophets are old. They would walk in line with the instructions of the Lord. And brothers and sisters who adhere to these instructions, you would see they follow suit and continue on that same pathway. And this is why, you know, everything that we see and, you know, we bring out in these classes, you know, ISUPK Jamaica, ISUPK Trinidad and Tobago, you know, in the Caribbean, North, South, and Central America. Any way that, you know, this school, you know, established in the spirit of the Most High Christ, you know, we continue to bring this truth out. And listening our oppressor speak should always be an example for us to really pay attention and know how important it is for us, you know, to gather as our people and to adhere to these instructions. Yes, SHALAM. All right. Just wanted that.
All right. So you know, that's so heavy because our people, many of our people will agree with Donald Trump. Many of our people believe that when the cops go on the road and murder these young men, the cops have a right to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But not so. They break the law, they should face the justice. They should face the justice system. right? And just like in Christ's time when Christ tell them, you're like your father, the devil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Those are for people who believe that the cops have the right to, what the cops do is justified. Because, and the news media, especially the one in America, is one of such which, you know, harbors that thought as if, you know, it's right to do it because they should not be doing this. Whenever some black is killing, some black person is killing America, first thing the media start to tell you, you know, he used to do this, and they dig up in history, trying to show you that this man has been breaking the law. Hello, you break the law, you're supposed to face the justice system, right? And even in the new kingdom, even in the kingdom of heaven, you still won't have the right. We won't have the right to kill as we have a life. And that is right there in the scripture, right? Bring them either and slew them before me. Moses doesn't give any man any right to take the matter, the law into their own hand. But it is so widespread against all of us. By the way, did we read over there? We put it up. Did we read it? All right. All right. Just read over there. It's on the screen. It's all right. It's on the screen. It's all right.
I think it's Luke 19 and 27, other one.
Yeah, but read over there. Over there is
The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, as thou hast done. It shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head.
And that is justice. So the Most High is reading out justice unto all the heathen, not just Esau, but all of them, because all of them have a hand in our demise. Right? None of them grant us justice. And the Most High says he's going to bring it. And how is he going to bring it? He's going to bring it. The Bible speaks of the day of the Lord. So the day of the Lord is that's a day when the Most High will be granting justice to his people by putting his hand against all heathen. In the same way you do to my people, it's going to happen back to you. And who is going to do it? The Most High is going to do it. How we know that is the Most High is going to do it? Yeah, where do you think them chariots there from? That's what these chariots are for. Hey, what you said, bring them either and sue them before me. What scripture is that is? All right, Yala. Repeat.
Luke 19 and 27, other one.
Repeat.
I still like the feedback coming from Osara.
Yeah, it's coming from Officer RL. So what me I go do when I'm ready for read, me I go just unmute him mic, and when him finish, me I go mute him. So it not interfere.
Okay. I'm going to just sign out and sign in back.
Yeah, that one.
All right, give me Ezekiel 19:21. No, not Ezekiel. Give me Zechariah 5:24. How much I do? Let's do Ezekiel before Zechariah. Ezekiel 39. Ezekiel 39 and 21 to 29.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 39, verse 21. And I will set my glory among the heathen, and all the heathen shall see my judgment that I have executed, and my hand that I have laid upon them.
All the heathen is going to feel. Hey, Officer Ryan.
Salakia, sir. You said?
Sign out and sign in. Yeah, what's strong feedback.
I don't care.
Leo Saka, cada one could pick up the reasons in that function.
Yeah, you sign out?
Yeah, kind of one. In the sign out yet. I'm still a seat.
Yeah, that's stick.
Yeah, could be. All right, you want me to read, sir?
Right.
Yeah,
we're going through 21. So the Most High says he's going to set his glory among the heathen, and all the heathen shall choose judgment. So that is where our justice will have to come from, straight from God. Right? Read on.
Gun, verse 22. So the house of Israel shall know that I am the Lord their God from that day and forward.
From that day, which day? The day of the Lord. The same time that the Most High talk about it. That day of the Lord. From that day and forward, Israel is going to know that he is God. And what is going to happen to the heathen? 23.
Gun, verse 23. And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquities, because they trespassed against me. Therefore hid I my face from them, and gave them into the hand of their enemies. So fell they all by the sword.
So these heathen believe that they have the hand over us because they are mighty. No. They were able to have talk over us because we trespass against the Most High God.
Right.
right? Only because we sin against God. And because we sin against him and would not listen to him, he just hide his face from you. Just don't just do so. I am not looking at you. Do what you want to do. That was that. Read on.
Verse 24. According to their uncleanness and according to their transgressions have I done unto them, and hid my face from them.
According to our uncleanness and transgression. All right? Read on.
That one gone, verse 25. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, now will I bring again the captivity of Jacob, and have mercy upon the whole house of Israel, and will be jealous for my holy name.
So, you know, Donald Trump want to come back in power and think that it's a terrible question to ask for justice for black people. You know, it would be better if he took up the justice, if he sought justice for us rather than for the Most High to give us justice, because he's going to lose everything.
Right.
Now we know what kind of man he is. He's a very pompous and, you know, a man who feels that he's high and mighty. So we know that no justice is going to come from him.
That's right.
As a matter of fact, he want to take it a step further. He want to get rid of the Mexicans and the Hispanics out of his country. You know, want to say that there are some bad hombres. Please, who is worse? I mean, look at the atrocities you do against the Most High people. I mean, America commit atrocities against basically every nation. Look, what is happening in Ukraine? They are the main ones behind it, you know. Oh, you know they are the main ones behind. All the fallout of the sales of oil and gas that comes from that Russia lose in supplying oil and gas to Europe at a competitive price, America pick up the slack. America is now the largest supplier of, I think, oil and gas to Europe.
Right.
Any other country. So you want to tell me that it wasn't all planned? Thousands of Ukrainian and other nations die, and you come out victorious and none of your people die. And you are saying that, you know, justice should not be granted, or the Most High should not take any action, no judgment against you. The only bad thing about it is that the Ukrainian and the Russian will be judged also because they are also Esau. But just like the Most High said, you know, instead of this great war, with them fight against one another. As it said in Revelation, right? Revelation what? Oh, again, 6.
1 second, sir.
Where the horse, which was red, come out so that they may fight against one another. Right?
So like if I may.
Right.
Yeah, and you know, you dropped two valid points there, even in Ezekiel now, where, you know, in 23 and 24, where it speak about, you know, and the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, because they trespass against me, right? And you know, the Lord, you know, is letting, just as I say, these heathen know, all they didn't have nothing to do with this. Oh, yeah, nothing to do with this. And it was a reminder for us why we went into captivity. Verse 24, he said, according to their uncleanness and according to their transgression, they have done, I have done, Salakia, their transgression have I done unto them. Right? And just as we listened when Gino Jennings spoke, what you were saying, as you say, oh, is something we do on, as I say, on being unclean, you know, is us, you know, moving away from these instructions, not following, you know, what our Father laid before us, not, you know, adhering to these instructions. So the heathen now would think in their mind, you know, that you know, they are the ones, you know, who let me say, have that power or authority over us. But the Most High God have all power and all authority. And this is why, you know, all that is being said, the Most High God will be honoring everything that you do because it is right. Because now everything you see before your eyes, you know, if it's not right, he can justify his actions for bringing judgment on, you know, things that is not right. And this is why now that the heathen, as we say, or all these heathens and them, you know, would face, you know, whatever turmoil or whatever persecution that will come upon them, because we face it. And we, as we say, we face it because of our, as we say, our transgression against our Father. And as any loving Father would do, he'd always make that pathway back. And in order for these heathen now to really be, they would have to fall in line and know their position and know that what coming upon them is for what they did us and what, you know, is expected to happen. And this is why we're reading about it to them today. And as you say, it on the doorstep. And in America, no, Babylon, no, it on your doorstep. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, they can feel it, man.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice, you know, they're all saying, we don't want a war, we don't want a war, we don't want a war. And yet still they're fighting. Why? Because as the Spirit the Most High God put on them, Revelation 6 and 4. Give a Revelation 6 and 4. All right, yeah, it's on the
That's right. Yeah. All right.
Officer Arayala.
God on kind. Salakia, what was that other one?
I was saying Revelation 6 and 4. It's on the screen. You can read it from the screen.
No, it's too small, sir. I'm reading from the Bible. Kind on kind. Book of Revelation, chapter 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and the power was given to him that sat thereon, take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword.
There you have it. So this is why all of them don't want a war. They don't want no wider war in the Middle East. They don't want the war in Ukraine need to close. You know, they don't want any other, they don't want wars. But they are fighting. And they are going to fight some more. Why is that so? Because this is spirit that's the Most I put, that is out there. They can't resist in the same way that we didn't want to go into captivity. But the Most I said, nah, you're going into captivity. When they're kicking and screaming, the same way you all the Edens are going to fight against each other. Kicking and screaming.
Right.
All right, take me back to Ezekiel 39. Let's close that one. At what? About 24 or 25?
We're at 26 now, sir. But Officer Ali, you want to take over?
Time. Book of Ezekiel, chapter 39, verse 26. After that, they have borne their shame and all their trespasses whereby they have trespassed against me, when they dwelt safely in their land, and none made them afraid.
Because we were able to grant our justice and to rule over ourselves and to grant justice unto ourselves, and no man made us afraid, meaning that we were iron, bad, and mighty. But what did we do? Didn't listen to God. We start becoming disrespectful to the parents. Right? We start to forget the hand, the one that begot us as a nation. And I remember nothing about the Almighty God. As a matter of fact, Christmas was sweeter. Worshipping the Queen of Heaven was sweeter. So we followed the nations and we did this, and the Most High just leave we unto those nations. And them very nations who we were defending and seek to align ourselves with turn against us. Right? I mean, those who campaign for Donald Trump supposed to know what I'm talking about. There you went and joined yourself to MAGA. You know, all them people used to in a MAGA hat and black people and turn out like hell and vote for Donald Trump. Donald Trump don't see it fit to give one of your people any seat, any part of the rulership. Ain't sharing his power. But no problem. It simply means that no blacks or Hispanic or native will share in his demise. That's all it means. So when the Most High crush the White House, you know, I'm going to take out the White House. And matter of fact, you know, the first time he was in power, the White House have had, I understand that the majority of the White House staff was blacks. Donald Trump fired a lot of them. I don't know who to replace them with. I mean, white people can't cook, can't clean. So I don't know who to replace them with. Maybe he leave the chef. He must be getting black food. All right, where we're at now, 26.
So like your work,
27.
Khan. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 39, verse 27. When I have brought them again from the people and gathered them out of their enemies, Salakia, out of their enemies' lands, and am sacrificed in them in the sight of many nations.
Sanctified.
Salakia.
So he said now, he's going to bring us out from among these nations who talk about it's a terrible thing to say that blacks are being dying at alarming rates in America. But he's going to take us out, and he shall sanctify himself in us in the sight of many nations. Read on.
Khan. Then shall they know that I am the Lord their God, which caused them to be led into captivity among the heathen. But I have gathered them unto their own land, and have left none of them any more there.
So none of us, after that day of the Lord, none of us will be found among the heathen, serving among the heathen. Every single one. We don't take up, you know, they don't take up because they're dead. You kill up. But he's going to take up everybody. The good, the bad, the indifferent. And then he's going to purge us. Right? He left none of us behind. 29. Verse 29.
Khan. Neither will I hide my face any more from them, For I have poured out my spirit upon the house of Israel, saith the Lord.
Right. So how the Most High plan to give us justice? Give me Zechariah 5:1-4. Because justice is coming. These Eden believe that, you know, they are not going to be held accountable. Nah, not so.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 5, verse 1. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll.
Flying roll. So here now Zechariah saw something in the sky. The Most High gave Zechariah a vision. Read on.
And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits.
All right, so what you talking about when you say flying roll? The scroll that we had. You saw something in the sky that shaped like a scroll. All right. So Zechariah called it as the flying. Said he's seen a flying roll. Read on.
Right.
Verse 3.
Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goes forth over the face of the whole earth. For every one that stealeth shall be cut off as soon as on this side according to it. And every one that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it.
But these chariots will be coming to bring justice. And because these chariots are here and present, we will be given justice, and all these, because they're there. The killing stop, the swearing stop. What else? All right, let's read on, because I tell you what else is going to stop. Go on.
Verse 4. I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, and he shall remain in the midst of the house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof, and the stones thereof.
So because these chariots are present, no more stealing. You can, I mean, how much have they robbed us as a people? Not to mention us in the Caribbean here, you know, they rob us as rob our labor. I mean, when you talk about inventions and things, the Black Americans, you steal their inventions, you steal our music, reggae, and
so that's one.
The hip hop.
They stole our royal bloodline.
Our royal blood, our name, and our position, and our land. So you see why it is necessary to enter in the house of the thief, because they have robbed us so much. Now, because these chariots are there, justice will come down to the earth, and these things going to stop, and we shall be compensated. Read on.
Verse 5. Then the angel that talked with me went forth and said unto me, lift up now thine eyes, and see what is this that goeth forth.
All right, so we can stop yourself for that one. This is the chariot he saw. Ezekiel 1:16 and 17.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 1, verse 16. 16 or 6 other one?
16 and 17.
Verse 16. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of beryl, and they four had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel.
Right, 17.
When they went upon their four sides, and they turned not when they went.
So the Most High does have some chariots, right? And these chariots that is being described in Zechariah, believe it or not, the Edens know about them. Because like I was saying, I was searching for the video, you know, where one of them Eden was saying, these chariots that they are, these drones that they are seeing in New Jersey, which they don't know what they are, but one they know if it is not that which is listed in Zechariah, book of Zechariah. And so they know it's not that, because they have been seeing them kind of Zechariah description vehicles from they were doing high flies and from way back in the 40s, 50s when they were doing some serious flight testing and thing and maneuvering in the military from way back then. They were seeing those in Zechariah, and they don't bother us and we don't bother them. That's what they says. So they know it's not that. But those are still the chariots that are coming to bring justice unto the Most High's people. All right, give me Isaiah 66. 15 and 16.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 66, verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with the flames of fire.
Right, so this is what is coming to give us justice. Read it again, verse 16.
God. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh.
Hold on. 15, I repeat 15.
God. For behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire.
Right. So these chariots are coming to seek just judgment on this earth. Read on.
Verse 16. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Right. That's how we plan to kill the Eden and to redeem his people with these chariots. Right? Some of these Edens know, you know, and they are looking forward. they have them bunkers ready to go and hide themselves from the face of the Lord. No sweat, the Most High is going to let you hide. No problem. Give me Ezekiel 1 verse 22.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 1, verse 22. And the likeness of the firmament upon the heads of the living creature was of the color of the terrible crystal, stretched forth over their heads above.
Right, so these chariots have an operator. It have glass over its thing there, so that who inside can see. So these are not drones flying by themselves. These are not drones. These are vehicles, right? And they'll be coming to bring, give me Zechariah 14. They'll be coming to bring judgment. Zechariah 14, reading from 6.
What verse do you want, sir?
Reading from 6, verse 6.
Book of Zechariah chapter 14, verse 6. And it shall come to pass in that day that the light shall not be clear nor dark.
The light shall not be clear nor dark. Read on.
Shalom Khan. But it shall be one day which shall be known to the Lord, not day nor night. But it shall come to pass that at evening time it shall be a light.
So evening and night, the place is going to be so bright. This is why it's going to be called the day of the Lord, because you're not going to see any night. These chariots will be just sitting there giving you light. Because his purpose is to seek judgment for the blacks, Hispanics, and Native. You know, when Christ come and seeking judgment for us, I want Donald Trump to stand and tell him, how can he be asking such a terrible question? That's a terrible question to ask. They can't be asking for justice for these people. Yeah, man, I want you to ask him that question. Read on. Read on.
Come. And it shall be in that day that the living waters shall go out from Jerusalem, half of them towards the former sea, and the half of them toward the hinder sea. In the summer and in the winter shall it be.
And give a you know, you have to be, how shall I put it now? A priest in the ISUPK to really understand this. And basically telling you, no, it's just that you don't know when, but I'm giving you a hint. In the summer and in the winter shall it be. Come, Donald Trump, your summer is coming. Drop down to verse 12.
Khan. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smile, Salakia, where the Lord will smite all the people that we have fought against, Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
So when those chariots come and sit, and it's neither day nor night, and they are being so troubled, and they have to fork out all kind of things and give us. You know what? Can't take it no more. So what they do now? Because they can't take it no more, what they do? Oh Lord, they're coming to get me. These niggers, they're coming to get me. But they have atomic bomb. So they are going to want to unleash them. Drop down to 4. Oh, 13. One to 13. 13 and 4.
And it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from the Lord shall be among them, and they shall lay hold every one of the hand of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor.
And it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from the Lord shall be among them, and they shall lay hold every one on the hand of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his knee. What that sound like? What does that sound like?
So lucky, that sound like a civil war.
That sound like, yeah, man, some serious contention.
Gun on gun.
Or what you can, if you want to call it a race war. Read on.
Gun.
Verse 14.
Gun on gun. And Judah also shall fight at Jerusalem, and the wealth of all the heathen around about shall be gathered together, gold and silver, and apparel in great abundance.
Egypt all over again. So, one man from England in him again, Sullivan. You got it? You got it? Ain't getting a dime. Hey, I hope I'll have some mode of transportation in that day. I want to fly to England and go to that man. You can go tell me now. You got it? You got it? Right. They think that they are, you see, they want to use the church and to make God out. In other words, want to give their opinion of God. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but guess what? The Most High have an opinion too. And the Bible gives us, his people, his true opinion, his true spirit. And the Most High is one of justice. If it was we who was treating these nations unjustly, you know what happened? Most High would have punished for it. Oh, you know he would punish us? Because we'll be breaking the law. We don't have any law that allow us to treat them unjustly. Right? Not because him say, "Oh, come take." What he describing here and said the wealth of the heathen should be gathered in. This is what? Warfare. That's warfare. So you have the spoils of war. But what happens when the war finish? We can just go about and just start killing heathens as we have a like. He does not allow that. And those of our own people who does not want, who still want to believe that, you know, them Easter and them Christmas and them birthday and them Valentine's Day, you know, these things that they are now enjoying in this kingdom, or they think they are enjoying in this kingdom.
That's right.
More than Eddie. You heard about the school principal and his wife who went abroad, Officer Kayadon, and
not sure, sir.
Yes, man, and he was supposed to come down. I think the news said he probably was on his way back from where he go. Now getting closer to the airport to come down to school open Monday. The car that was, the vehicle that he was in stalled on the highway. So it's like it was them come out for whatever reason, to, you know, try to get it fixed, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And a terrible accident happened on the highway, killing the man and his wife, leaving his 2 children. I think the 2 children was in the vehicle too. The man and the wife dead on the spot. You know? You can't just imagine it. Hold on, you can just imagine you have a little money now and you say, well, I go to America go celebrate Christmas and New Year's and then time myself and come back. Right? Now that is breaking the law because we should not be celebrating these pagan holidays. But these are the things that happen. And we accept them as, boy, I just go, them just sad. No. Most I do these things. Right?
Like, yes, sir. I think it's a truck we're running at the car, right?
Why?
Is that truck?
Everything lick it the car, you know.
Yeah?
Some terrible accident, man. I don't know if it was a truck or some big vehicle, I don't care.
Yeah, it's a big vehicle. Me overhear a lady talk about it yesterday, sir. Me see the news, but me hear them talk about it. So, you're right, sir. Some Christmas celebration him go overseas and the most time, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, he get judged when he comes up.
Yeah,
you know
judgment. And you know, those are for people who want to continue to do these things when the Most High return and shall give us the victory over these events. Give me Luke 19 and 27. We believe that, you know, these nations now have the right to give justice. Sorry, to take justice in their own hands.
Right.
Right? And it doesn't work like that. Oh, the chat active, man. I haven't seen it. Any questions in the chat?
Not questions, but statement. But I wait till you finish before me point it to them, sir. There's a couple of statements. So I'm read them.
All right, before we touch that, before me know I lose the chain of thought. My train of thought.
Yeah, one question. So,
we does not have the right to take matters in our own hand. But Donald Trump believed the cops have the right to take matters in their own hand. This is why I tell you that if it was the other way around, if we were in charge of them and we were doing this same thing that they are doing to us, if we were doing it, the Most High would have punished us because we would have break the law. But and here it is. Christ said it in the New Testament, in Luke. Go on. Officer YAHANNA.
God. The book of Luke, chapter 19, verse 27. But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me.
Bring hither and slay them before me. So what should you do? You should, all right, if Esau was following justice, you know, as the cop would have taken the perpetrator before the court, and then you would, whatever is to be executed would have been executed. Christ set the law, the rule. They don't want me to rule. Those who think I am their enemies and don't want me ruling over them, you can't just go there and kill them. Bring them before me, try them, and you will get. When I say slay them before me, that means just slay them right there before the throne. But I mean, slay them according to the system that the system of justice that you have in place. Which it will tell them one thing about execution, you know. The method of execution has to be named. So that is gonna, like in Moses' law, the death was by stoning. So if you found guilty of adultery, they can't kill you no other way. The law says stoning. So you know, when Christ returns, all these will be ironed, these intricacies will be ironed out. By what means? That will be there. Bring them hither and slay them before me. In other words, every jack man and Jill woman will have to follow the Most High's laws and rules. No man do what his heart tells him to do. No man will be saying, God knows my heart. You think you see high and fist yet? Wait till Christ comes. Then you're gonna see iron fists. Because if we don't know, he'll be ruling with a rod of iron. But until that day, you know, we can only cry unto the Most High for justice and say we want justice, because we cannot take these matters into our own hands. Give me Romans 12 and 19. We cannot take it into our own hands. We can only seek justice from the Most High God. Since as they can, them not giving it to us, it's a terrible thing for us to be asking for justice. So the Most High will be giving it to us. Romans 12 and 19.
Romans 12 and 19. God on kind, the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 9.
19.
The book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord.
Vengeance is mine, I will repay. So, Mr. Trump, in your second term, if you want to continue believing that's a terrible thing for we to be seeking justice from the system, then, you know, continue thinking. Because God will be giving us justice. Vengeance is mine, I will repay, says the Lord. So, we can go there and start killing cops as we have a like. We can go there and what the black Arab man they did the other day again, run the vehicle over some innocent people.
And one gun.
Because, you know, system of treating unfair.
You can pledge allegiance to ISIS as well, sir. So that can...
Pledge allegiance to ISIS. But in the ISUPK, we pledge allegiance to Christ. Right. Well, we follow Commanding General YAHANNA. Commanding General YAHANNA follow Christ. Right? And that's righteous. The Most High speak only to Moses, and Aaron listened to Moses. And everybody else listened to Aaron. So, you want to know how to follow these laws. You come into ISUPK Jamaica and under Commanding General YAHANNA, and you will learn how it is. Back then, after Christ had left, you were a Christian under Peter. And Peter, you know.
As some of them think, sir, as they think.
Somewhat?
As they think, they think them is Christian under Peter.
No. They think they're Christian now under Peter. That's what they're saying?
Yeah, they think them under Peter.
All right, so let's take out some of what you were going to give.
Yeah, one concern. Ronald B. asks, where is all the gold that our foreparents possessed in the kingdom of Jerusalem and Judah? And him also put in Africa, Europe, including the UK and America and the Caribbean, West Indies.
All right, trust me now, Ronald B. One thing I know about gold or any other metal, it cannot decay. So I can only tell you that it is still in the earth somewhere. I don't know whose hands it is in, but it can't rotten. It cannot rot. Gold, silver, them things don't get rotten and decay like how a piece of wood would decay. So it's still here. It's still here on the earth. That is it.
Yeah, for that particular question, James William make a statement. He said, I was telling a friend that government can't tell people that the UFOs are of the heavens, because if they do, then that means the government shooting at heavenly angels.
All right. What that question? What's it?
Basically, I said the UFOs can't be angel vehicle because the government will be shooting after the angels, basically.
All right. Where is that person? Who said that?
James William.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The government can't tell people that the UFOs are. No, but well, it's not UFO them seen, you know, it's drone. And those drones are domestic. I have seen America them come from. Like I've said in one of our classes already, just notice the level of people that is panicking. You don't see any panic at those who are at the top. You don't see the president panicking. The president telling, oh, it's not nefarious, meaning it's not from any other country out there who is trying to attack them or something. It's not hostile. These drones are not hostile. No, one, if they don't know where it's from, how could they be telling you that it's not hostile? So that in itself tells you that they do know where it's from, but they're just not telling you because it's something. You're just going to see something emerge. Is that a new law? Most likely it's some new law. And you're going to have to fork out some money just to fly a drone. Right? It's something. They want the total dominance of the skies over America because they do know that they have to prepare for World War III. So whatever you see pop up from this Williams, it has nothing to do with the Bible. That it's gonna be just Esau trying to gain dominance of his skies in preparation for World War III. They can smell it. They know it's right there. It's in hands reach right now. They don't want it, but it's right, it's coming, and they know that. So they are going to prepare. So this thing has nothing to do with no heavenly host and shoot after. They know that they have been seeing the Most High's vehicle from a long time. They see them out there, they can't do it. If they try to go close to them to see, it just disappears, leave them. And just like the scripture says, you see it, and it can turn in any direction. That's what they are seeing. And that is the world's best kept secret. They don't tell you that they see it. But it slipped out of one of them tongue the other day, but I can't. It was a live video, you know, that's why I couldn't mark it. You know, when you get a live, when you're watching a live, you can't time stamp it. I couldn't time stamp it. I would have time, but I'm still searching. God's willing, I will find it. Let them say that. So it's not the same drones in Zachariah. And the drones that they're seeing now, they know they can't shoot it down. Because shooting it down could cause fire. Wherever it fall, could cause fire. You're seeing these drones over place like Air base, urban areas, built up communities. So I mean, you don't know where it's gonna fall. It just fall upon somebody else. And next thing you know, the government have to pay out $200 million. And they don't want to do that. They're not going to shoot down anything because it's them doing it. It's something new coming up. So just watch and see. In the same way that Donald Trump did kill Soleimani in the Iranian general, because they realized that the world was going to go into a lockdown from the virus. They know before we know that there's a virus out there. And they know the world was going to a lockdown. They don't want to go in a lockdown with a man like them, man. They run wild while you there in a lockdown. You understand? So they kill him and get rid of some of them people. So that's when they are in a lockdown, they wouldn't have to worry about them people that run wild out there. Just remember this. Esau's blessing is war. The only difference is that now the Most High is giving him war to kill himself. You remember when we came out of Egypt and we started making Nice and Moses? And I talk about how when in Egypt we don't get big fish. And they can't come out here to come kill you and blah blah. And the Most I give you say, oh, I can't give them fish until it come through them nose. Yeah, man. You will want to make a choke to kill him. Same thing with Esau. He's gonna get war, and that war is going to destroy him. Since as this war you want, let me give you a war. All right, any other question, statement, comment? Officer Sawap. Sawap, gone?
Got one concern. I left a message in the private chat, sir.
Okay. You on all right, Officer Sawap. Yabashim Shabrakata.
Yabashim Shabrakata.
All right, so questions, comment, Officer Ayala, before we close on.
The hard one.
All right. So with that, we return to the classroom. Officer Ayala. You might good Officer Ayala.
Select the other one.
All right. So with that, we turn the class to Prison Officer Ayala.
Clap it up. These are the ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for a new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the word. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother and sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3 and 8 to 10, means the 10th in the Hebrew. Ma'ai Asherah, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. The next feast is the Feast of Purim. February, I believe February. The end of February. I've not got a correct date, so I'm not going to announce it. Other one. A reminder, Akim and Aquas to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirt, pant, headband, and scarf. With that, we're going to give Officer Abadawan one courtesy salute.
Sir, your mic mute there.
Officer Ryan, you're talking about Purim?
Khan.
All right, Purim.
It's around the 25th of February, other one.
It's not February. It's going to fall in March.
March, lucky, sir.
March 13th, Thursday, March 13th, and Friday, March 14th.
Khan.
So that's Purim. That's the next. Well, it's not an high holiday. That's the next holiday. All right, before you salute out, somebody asked about Acts 10 and 28.
Still up here. What was the other one?
Yeah, Shalom, Officer Awar. Acts 10 and 28.
Acts 10 and 28.
Yeah.
Khan. The book of Acts, chapter 10, verse 28. And he said unto them, ye know how that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company or come unto one of another nation. But God hath showed me, but God hath shewed me that I should not call any man common or unclean.
All right. This was Peter talking. There were two set of Jews at the time. There were the Jews who were carried away captive by the Grecians first, and coming down now, they were under the Romans. But the Romans didn't carry them captive yet. That part never comes. So there were some Jews out there who was in the province or the isles of the Greeks, but these isles were now controlled by Rome. But they were of Jewish blood, but they were not born in Jerusalem. To be a Jew, by law. All right, give me this law here. Circumcised on the 8th day. Well, I Leviticus or Deuteronomy. So you had to be a Jew, you had to be born in Jerusalem and be circumcised on the 8th day of your birth as a male. And also you have a law not to make anything there with the Eden. What do you want to call it now?
Salakia, if I may, sir, where did you say? Because I know it as in Philippians. It's in Philippians 3 and 5.
What?
Circumcision on the 8th day. It's in the book of Philippians.
It's a law. It's in Leviticus. Here it is in Leviticus 12 and 3. And in the 8th day, the flesh of his foreskin shall be circumcised. Philippians just was stating the law.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 12, verse 3.
Right.
And in the 8th day, the flesh of the foreskin shall be circumcised.
Right. Now, give me also where we were not to take the Edens to wife. Don't give them a wife. We're not to join ourselves to them. So what was happening was, even though you were of Jewish blood, if you weren't born in Jerusalem, the very Jews would call you heathen because we were behaving like the heathens. So we were seen as heathens. You find it?
So not in the law. It's in Jeremiah 10:2, and it's in Psalms as well, other one.
All right. It is somewhere in the law. I want to use the law. Those you really referred back to the last.
Select, sir. We are referred to the foreskin.
No, man, the one that says, the law that says we should not join ourselves to the heathens. Don't take their daughter as
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 3.
Deuteronomy 7:3.
God, one can.
All right, let's see what that says.
God, one can. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
All right, somewhere along this, it says don't make any covenants with them, with the heathens. Either before this or after this.
God, one can. Verse 2. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor shew mercy unto them.
Right. So that's how we were told to deal with the heathens who would have been in the land when we went into the land. So when you come down to Acts, or come down to the Romans, what was happening in Jerusalem was this. Even though you are Jewish blood, you're not born here, you went and joined the heathens, you are not a Jew. All right, the third one now, give me, you know you were heathen, Gentile, carried away unto the whatever idols.
So, Lucky, can you repeat that other one?
Hold on, give me a minute. You know you were Gentiles being led away to those, what's the word? To those idols.
Dumb idols.
Huh? Something like that.
Oh, 1 Corinthians 12:2. Oh, you want it in the Lord, sir?
All right, here it is in Corinthians. You know that you were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols, even as you were led. So this was the common knowledge. You were led captive. You pick the barn out, then you are Gentile. You know, man. All right, so this man name Hamar. Hamar is saying that we are twisting the English. No, Hamar, we are not twisting the English. All right. Give me now where Paul says that Paul is called the apostle of the Gentiles. Most of these people say that Paul was a Roman, but even now in Hebrews where Paul said that he is Benjamin, born in so and so, he's a Jew. This guy Paul was saying that he was a Jew.
So, okay, so what do you want, sir?
As in Hebrews. Hebrews are 5. Where Paul said that he was a Jew.
Can.
Listen, brethren, if you feel that if you want to go and not cool with music.
Romans
No,
11.
it's in Romans, sir. It's not in Hebrews.
Oh, it's Romans.
11
right.
and 1. Yeah, can.
So Paul the Apostle was a Benjamin.
The book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 1. I say then, hath God cast away his people? God forbid. For I also am an Israelite, of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin.
So let's go back to Acts 10 and something what I'm talking about. All right. So back to Acts, where Acts and ask the question. You know that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is Jew. This is Paul talking to who? If we go further up, we know who Paul was talking to.
His kinsmen.
Slacky, I was speaking to Cornelius, sir.
He was speaking to Cornelius. Who was Cornelius?
A Roman centurion who was an Israelite.
All right. And if you're looking at it, either the Zandovan picture. All right. Let's see.
Slacky, sir, for me.
Yeah.
Are you sure this is Paul talking or not Peter? I think it's Peter.
Sorry, Peter talking to Cornelius. But Paul was the apostle of the Gentiles. Cornelius was a Gentile. But Cornelius was sent to Peter.
Right.
The common knowledge then was if you're born in Jerusalem, you have to follow the law. That was why Paul said, who born in Jerusalem follow the law, who don't born in Jerusalem, it's a different thing. But they were keeping the law better than those who were born in Jerusalem. But anyway, we're sticking to your question. All right, so he says, so he's talking to Cornelius, but we need to know who was Cornelius. Now, I think we have to go into the Zandovan to find that. Cornelius, I think it was remember the Italian banner or something like that. It says it. I think I have to go look further up also. All right, Cornelius in the Zandovan. See if we can find. All right, there was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band. All right, let's look for Cornelius in the Zandovan. You have the Zandovan?
Lord, one of the Bible dictionary.
Officer Kayana was supposed to have it.
Last, sir. I'm not see Cornelius, sir.
Yeah, man, Cornelius is the name. Cornelius. But if writing kind of fine to my eye, this is how we carry it. A name of ancient and honorable standing among the Romans. Before the New Testament age, it was borne by.
I'll find it, sir. Let me read it, sir.
Read it.
Cornelius, a name of ancient and honorable standing among the Romans. Before the New Testament age, it was born by such distinguished family as the Scipius and Sulla. He was a centurion of the Italian cohort while being stationed in Caesarea. In obedience to instruction received in a vision, he sent for Simon Peter, who was staying at Joppa, to learn from him message whereby he and his household should be saved. As to his moral character, he is described as upright and God-fearing. His exact religion status prior to Peter's visit is ambiguous, but the likelihood is that Cornelius was a pious Roman who disillusioned by polytheism and disappointed by philosophy, had gravitated spiritually towards Judaism and was now a proselyte of the gate. Continue reading, sir.
I'm looking for the part where it tells you that he was basically they are Israelite. I don't know if it was the Italian guy. So what I tried to tell this man is that I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm asking a question about Acts 10, where it was talking about, that was actually talking about rise, kill, and eat Peter. When he said, nothing unclean. It wasn't talking about food, it was talking about people. Basically, the most I was telling Peter not to turn away these Israelites who were not in Jerusalem. They are to be engrafted. He want to say that it was talking about the Romans, but the Romans, as you know, they were white people. So, why would it be talking about them and not the Arabs, the Chinese, the Japanese, the other race, who until this day is nowhere near Christianity? This was talking about those Jews who were born outside of Jerusalem, who want to come back to Jewry. They were called proselytes.
Sir. And if I may, sir, to just further explain what Officer Abadawan is saying, you know what I mean? Even the word upright is used when it mentioned Cornelius. You understand? In the scripture, it said he was a devout man. You know what I mean? If you're a devout man, it means you were keeping the law, right? And who was giving the law? These were the Israelites. You understand? There was no Roman who would be called a devout man, or a righteous man, or an upright man. You understand? Because the laws was given to the Israelites. Cornelius was just like you have brothers and sisters in the US military today. You understand? Cornelius was a part of the Roman military called the Italian band, but he was an Israelite who was a devout man who kept the law. You understand? You have to just understand. You have to get in class, brother. Then just get inside this class, these classes, and you will get the proper understanding. Look.
All right. So he's saying that Cornelius was an Italian man. But guess what?
Yeah.
There was many Italian Jewish men out there because they were not born in Jerusalem. They were born under the Roman Empire. And Paul became an apostle to them. That's why you end up with books like Corinthians, which was a writing to the Corinth, to those Jews in Corinth. You have books like Philippians, Thessalonians. These are isles who was controlled by, I don't understand what you say. He was a good man, mother give him his credit. Who was a good man?